Hey everyone, and welcome back for another deep dive with us.
Yeah.
Today we're looking at something pretty interesting,
Yeah.
green marketing.
hmm
We're going to be trying to figure out how companies can appeal to those eco-conscious consumers
Right.
and how they can do that while also genuinely promoting sustainability.
Yeah.
The source material we're looking at today is Green Marketing Plan, Strategies for a Sustainable Future. And just a little teaser,
Okay.
we're going to find out that where you live can actually have an impact
Yeah.
on
That's
how
not.
much companies care about being green.
Yeah. That's fascinating because, sustainability is becoming less of a niche issue these days.
Right?
Consumers are more and more aware of all these environmental challenges.
For
So
sure.
they're really looking for businesses that share those values.
Yeah. And you see it everywhere now, right?
Yeah.
Like how often do you see companies talking about all their eco-friendly practices or how their products are sustainable?
All the time.
Have you ever pick one brand over another just because they seem more committed to sustainability?
Yeah. I think there's a real shift happening in
Okay.
how we think about, our impact as consumers on the planet.
Cool.
And this shift is being driven by some specific types of consumers.
Okay.
The source material points to a few groups.
Okay.
You've got younger people,
Yeah.
they're often the ones kind of leading the charge,
Yeah.
pushing for change.
Consent.
And then also middle to high income families who can afford to prioritize those sustainable options.
Right. They have the means to do it.
Exactly. And then you've also got businesses that have really strong CSR policies.
Oh, yeah.
The ones that are actually taking social and environmental responsibility seriously.
Yeah, they're walking the walk.
Right, exactly.
So we've got these consumers who are really into sustainability,
Yeah.
but why are people willing to pay more for eco-friendly products?
That's a great question.
Is it like pure altruism?
It's partly that, but there's more to it, I think.
Okay.
For some people, it's about signaling their values,
Interesting.
showing that they care about the planet,
Yeah.
aligning themselves with a certain lifestyle.
Like a badge of honor.
Right.
I'm one of the good guys.
Exactly. And for others, there's this perception that sustainable products are just higher quality.
Correct.
They might be made with better materials.
Right.
They might last longer.
Yeah.
Or be produced in a way that's fairer to workers and the environment.
So you're not just feeling good about the purchase.
Right.
You're also getting something that's better quality.
Exactly.
It's a win-win.
It is. But there's a catch.
Oh.
Companies can't just slap a green label on a product and expect everyone to buy it.
Totally.
They need to actually be sustainable themselves before
Oh.
they start marketing themselves that way.
Yeah.
The source material calls this an internal analysis.
Okay.
And it's all about honestly evaluating a company's own sustainability practices. It's like you can't sell organic produce
Right.
if you're using tons of pesticides.
Exactly. Consumers can see right through that.
They're not dumb.
No, they're not. So this internal analysis has two main parts.
Okay.
First, there's a sustainability evaluation
Okay.
where companies take a close look at their operations, everything from
Got it.
their energy use and waste management to their emissions
It's like taking inventory of their sustainability efforts.
or lack thereof.
Right, exactly.
And the second part is about identifying strengths and opportunities.
Okay.
So maybe a company is already doing some great things,
Yeah.
like using renewable energy or sourcing sustainable materials.
You're ahead of the game.
Right. Or maybe there are areas where they could improve, like reducing their packaging waste or starting a recycling program.
So it's about recognizing what they're doing well and then figuring out how to get even better.
Exactly. Like a roadmap for becoming more sustainable.
I like it.
And once a company understands its own sustainability landscape,
It can start to think about how to target the right consumers
okay,
with its green marketing message.
because not all consumers are like super passionate about this stuff.
Exactly. That's where targeting comes in.
Okay.
And the source breaks this down into three main types:
Okay, hit me with them.
demographic, psychographic, and geographic segmentation.
All right, let's break those down.
Okay.
What's demographic segmentation?
So it's basically using data to find those groups of consumers who are most likely to be interested in sustainable products.
Got it.
This might include those young adults we talked about,
Right.
families with higher incomes,
Right.
or even just communities that are known for being eco-conscious.
So you're tailoring the message to the
Yeah.
right people.
Exactly.
What about psychographic segmentation?
Psychographic segmentation is a little deeper.
Okay.
It's about understanding consumers' values, beliefs, lifestyles.
Got it.
Think about people who are actively looking for organic or recycled products
Yeah.
or things with a low carbon footprint.
They're really committed.
Right. It's not just about buying any product.
Right.
It's about finding products that align with their personal ethics.
Yeah, they want their purchases to mean something.
Exactly.
And what about geographic segmentation?
This one's really interesting.
I'm intrigued. Tell me more.
So it turns out where you live can actually influence how much a company focuses on sustainability.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Are you saying a company might be greener in one place than another?
It's not sneaky or anything.
Okay.
It's more like being strategic.
Okay.
If a company knows that consumers in a certain area are really eco-conscious,
Yeah,
they're more likely to highlight their sustainability efforts there.
makes sense.
But in places where people aren't as concerned about the environment,
Yeah.
they might not talk about it as much.
So it's all about catering to the local market.
Exactly. It's like a chameleon adapting to its surroundings.
But it also shows that consumer demand matters.
Absolutely.
When we make it clear that sustainability is important, businesses are more likely to listen.
For sure.
Okay, so we've talked about understanding the green consumer and doing that internal analysis.
Yeah.
What's the next step?
Well, next you need to set some goals for your green marketing plan.
Makes sense.
It's not enough to just want to be greener.
Yeah.
You need to define what that means for your business and how you're going to measure your progress.
So what kind of goals are we talking about here?
The source outlines 3 types of goals:
Okay.
short-term,
Uh-huh.
medium-term,
Okay.
and long-term.
Okay, lay it on me.
A short-term goal might be something like increasing brand visibility as a sustainable option.
So basically getting the word out
Exactly.
that you're doing good things for the environment
Right.
and you have these eco-friendly products.
A medium-term goal might be more concrete, like increasing the market share of your sustainable products.
Okay, so you're not just talking about it. You're
Right.
actually seeing those sustainability efforts pay off.
Yeah.
In terms of sales.
Exactly.
And what about long-term goals?
A long-term goal might be to become a leader in sustainability within your industry.
Okay.
This is about going beyond just selling products
Right.
and establishing your company as a true pioneer.
So you're setting an example for others.
Exactly. It's
Right.
about building a reputation for being truly committed to a greener future.
And I imagine that kind of reputation can help attract talent too.
Absolutely.
People want to work for companies that are doing good things.
It creates a company culture that values sustainability
Yeah.
and attracts people who are passionate about making a difference.
Like a virtuous cycle.
Exactly.
So we've covered understanding the green consumer,
Mm-hmm.
doing that internal analysis,
Yeah.
targeting the right market,
Mm-hmm.
and setting specific goals.
Right.
It feels like we've laid a solid foundation here
We have.
for a green marketing plan.
Definitely.
But how do companies actually put that plan into action?
That's where we get into the nitty-gritty of marketing tactics.
Okay, let's dive in.
Let's do it. That's where we look at the classic 4 Ps of marketing, product, price distribution, and communication.
Yeah, the marketing mix.
Exactly,
Right.
but with a green twist.
Okay, so each of those gets a sustainability makeover.
Right.
How does that actually work?
Well, let's start with product.
Okay,
This is about developing products that are eco-friendly from the very beginning.
got it.
Think about using recycled materials, making packaging biodegradable, or sourcing ingredients in a responsible way.
So it's like you're baking a cake.
Okay.
You got to use the right ingredients if you want a delicious outcome.
I like that analogy.
And speaking of delicious outcomes,
Yeah.
let's talk about price.
Ah, yes. Price. This is where things can get a little tricky.
Right.
Companies need to find that sweet spot
Yeah.
where they can reflect the value of being sustainable,
Uh-huh.
but still be competitive.
Because as much as people care about the planet,
Right.
they also care about their wallets.
Exactly.
So how do companies strike that balance?
It's all about being transparent. You need to be upfront with your customers
Yeah.
about the cost of being sustainable.
So if you're using organic cotton,
Right.
which costs more,
Yeah,
you got to explain that.
exactly.
Yeah.
And if you're investing in fair trade practices,
Right.
which also might affect the price,
Yeah.
you need to let people know why.
So it's about educating consumers about why sustainable products sometimes cost a little more.
Right. It's about giving them the info they need to make informed choices.
I like that.
Ugh.
What about distribution?
Distribution is all about minimizing the environmental impact of getting that product from point A to point B.
So like using fuel-efficient transportation.
Exactly. You can optimize those delivery routes.
Makes sense.
Maybe partner with local distributors so you don't have to ship things as far.
I never thought about all the little things that go into that.
There's a lot to consider.
And then there's communication.
Right. This is where companies can really tell their story.
Yeah.
They can use those eco-labels to highlight their certifications, create engaging content on social media.
To educate people.
Exactly. Or even partner with environmental organizations.
To spread the word.
Exactly.
I've seen some companies doing some really cool stuff with this.
Yeah.
Like creating videos that show how they're manufacturing their products sustainably. Or working with influencers who are passionate about the environment.
Right. It's really inspiring to see companies go beyond just talking the talk.
Totally. They're actually putting in the effort.
Yeah.
So we've covered the 4 Ps.
We have.
But the source also mentions some extra strategies
Yes.
that companies can use to boost their sustainability game.
Right.
What are some of those beyond the basics strategies?
Well, one powerful approach is to form partnerships.
Okay.
This could involve working with NGOs to support environmental causes or teaming up with other businesses.
To create solutions.
Exactly.
Like we're all in this together.
Right.
What are some examples of these partnerships?
Well, a clothing company might partner with an organization that plants trees for every purchase someone makes. Or a food brand might work with local farmers to source their ingredients sustainably.
I love that.
These partnerships benefit the environment, and they also boost the company's reputation.
It's a win-win for everyone.
It is.
What other strategies are out there?
Another good one is participating in those global initiatives.
Yeah.
Or getting certifications.
B Corp or LE.
Exactly. Those are great examples.
Yeah.
By getting these certifications, companies show that they're serious about sustainability.
Got a stamp of approval.
Right. It gives consumers confidence that the company is doing what it says it's doing.
And I've noticed more companies putting those certifications on their products now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It definitely gets my attention.
That's a smart move.
Okay, so we've explored the core elements of green marketing and even some of those bonus strategies. But how do companies know if all this is actually working?
That's where measurement comes in.
Okay.
You need to track your progress and see what's moving the needle.
That's where those KPIs come in.
Right. Those key performance indicators help companies track their progress.
What are some examples of KPIs that companies might use for their green marketing?
Well, one of the most obvious is sales.
Makes sense.
Are people actually buying those sustainable products?
Right.
That's a good sign that your marketing is working.
But it's not just about the bottom line.
Right.
Right? It's also about the impact on the environment.
Exactly. You want to see tangible results.
So companies should also be tracking things like their carbon footprint reduction, their use of renewable resources, and how much waste they're generating.
So maybe you're measuring how much your carbon footprint has gone down.
Exactly.
Because you switched to renewable energy.
That's a great example.
Or maybe you're tracking how much waste you've kept out of landfills by using recyclable packaging.
Right. It's about turning those good intentions into measurable outcomes.
Exactly.
What other KPIs might be important?
You can also look at things like campaign reach.
Okay.
How many people are actually seeing your green marketing messages?
So it's about spreading awareness.
Exactly.
And you can also look at engagement.
Yes.
Are people interacting with your sustainability content?
Right. Are they sharing it?
Yeah.
Commenting on it?
Asking questions.
But that shows that people are actually interested.
It's not just views or impressions.
Right.
It's about getting people involved.
Exactly.
What other KPIs would a company focus on?
One final KPI to consider is brand perception. How do people view your company's commitment to sustainability?
Yeah.
Are you seen as a leader in your industry?
Makes sense.
Do people trust you to do the right thing?
Because a good reputation can make a huge difference.
Absolutely.
Especially when it comes to something like sustainability.
Consumers are more likely to support businesses they trust.
For sure.
So building that trust is essential.
Okay, so measurement is key.
It is.
But let's be real for a second.
Yeah.
All this stuff, these green initiatives, these marketing campaigns, those certifications, those partnerships, it all costs money.
It does.
How can a company actually budget for all of this?
That's a great question. The source breaks it down into 3 main areas.
Okay, I'm listening.
The first area is innovation.
Okay.
This is where companies invest in research and development.
Makes sense.
They're creating new sustainable products and coming up with new technologies.
They're putting their money where their mouth is.
Exactly.
What's the second area?
The second area is marketing and advertising.
Okay.
This is all about getting the word out,
Yeah.
promoting those sustainable products and practices.
So that could be social media campaigns,
Right.
creating digital content,
Uh-huh.
working with influencers, even traditional advertising.
Exactly.
It's about getting that message out there.
For sure.
And what's the third area of investment?
The third area is certifications and partnerships.
So like those V Corp and LEGR certifications we talked about?
Yes. And also partnering with organizations in the green sector.
So it's about showing a real commitment that goes beyond just marketing.
Exactly.
You're investing in the infrastructure and the partnerships that are going to make a real difference.
It shows that you're serious about making a positive impact.
We've covered a lot of ground today.
Yeah, we have.
We've gone through pretty much all aspects of green marketing.
From A to Z.
But I want to leave our listeners with something to think about.
Okay.
What's one big question they should be asking themselves as they explore this world of green marketing?
Here's a good one. How can businesses move beyond just reducing their negative impact?
Okay.
How can they actually make a positive contribution?
So instead of just trying to do less harm,
Right.
how can they actually help heal the planet?
Exactly. It's a big challenge,
It is.
but it's one that we need to start thinking about.
It's like we're at a turning point.
I think so too.
Sustainability isn't just a trend anymore.
Yeah.
It's becoming a core value.
I agree. It's really exciting to see this happening, both with consumers and businesses.
It's like we're finally starting to understand that everything's connected.
Yeah.
The economy, society, the planet.
They all affect each other.
Yeah, it really is all connected in the end.
It is. And as consumers, you have a lot of power, you know?
Oh, yeah.
When you choose to support businesses that are prioritizing sustainability,
Right.
you're sending a message.
Okay.
You're saying, hey, I care about this stuff.
Makes sense.
And you're also encouraging other businesses to do the same.
It's like voting with your wallet.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're supporting the kind of world you want to live in.
A world where businesses actually care about the planet.
Right. A world where doing good is good for business.
And it's not just about buying from the right companies, right?
No, definitely not.
What else can people do?
Well, you can also get involved in your community. Support those local initiatives that are promoting sustainability.
Right.
And encourage businesses in your area to adopt eco-friendly practices.
So it's about taking action at all levels, from our own individual choices to how we engage with our communities, to the businesses we choose to support.
It all adds up.
We can all be a part of this.
Absolutely. We all have a role to play.
And sustainability isn't just about the environment, right?
That's a good point. It's also about social justice.
No.
It's about making sure everyone has a fair shot.
So it's about creating a world where everyone benefits
Exactly.
from a healthy planet.
A world where businesses and the environment can thrive together.
I like that.
We've covered so much ground today.
We have. It's been a really interesting deep dive.
It has. We've gone from understanding why consumers care about sustainability to exploring all the different strategies businesses can use.
And everything in between.
I hope our listeners feel inspired to keep learning.
You too.
And to keep taking action.
Because we all have a part to play in this.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into green marketing.
It's been a pleasure.
Remember, every choice we make, every action we take can make a difference.
Keep exploring, keep asking questions, and let's make this world a little greener.
Until next time, everyone stay curious.